Hey guys, Jonah here, back with another beer review. This is probably going to be a bit quicker than the ones lately, but the last one from Asia. But as we all know, it's probably not going to be from Asia, is it? Because Beer 52 lie about things, especially where beer's concerned, which is outrageous. But anyway, it is this beer. Which looks kind of crazy. I'm not 100% sure what that is. It's some leaves, I think, but I don't know what's in the background. Very avant-garde. Ulmus Porter. VERTERE. Yeah, kind of crazy. It's almost like a white, just a pure white can, which is a bit nuts, really. It's got a silver top, of course, the silver bottom. But when we turn it around, turn that frown upside down, we have a 5.5% beer, which apparently is just water, barley, hops, and yeast, which is good. But read there, VERTERE, VERTERE, brewed up in Scotland for fierce beer. And even those Orientals should avoid the pregnant ladies. The interesting thing about this particular beer is the hops that they use. So it doesn't say on here, but Beer 52 will call it Barbie Rouge. Never heard of that hop before, but in a stout, as we well know, or a porter in this case, in a dark beer, the hops don't matter so much, which is cool. Just going to find out where they are. I thought, okay, from Japan. So it's a Japanese beer via Scotland. Oi, Scotland. Sorry, trying to do a Japanese. This will do that kind of thing. Indeed. Apparently, if I was ginger and I was talking to a Korean, such racism would be funny, but it isn't really. But I actually really like the Japanese. I think they're pretty damn cool. And there is my tasting glass that I really like. It's a tulip, don't you know? Okay, so this beer was in the fridge, but I have taken it out of the fridge a few hours ago, and we'll see what we get. Well, that is what we get, dear viewer. Do you remember yesterday I said it was a bit too cold? Well, because I've taken it out earlier on, we've got huge headers. Now that's 2 fingers. Enough for anyone, 2 fingers. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work really, but I know what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to go over here. Ooh, keep that in shot maybe and just stare at that head, which is what I usually do with big head. Right, let us have a look at this bad boy. Look at that. Look at the head. It's like yeah, what would you call that? A kind of tan colour, nice and thick, but it's quite big bubbles. Oh, smells quite sweet. And we've got Crystal 400. I mean, my God, they're doing some crazy stuff. So I imagine it's going to be quite caramelly, quite sweet because of the crystal malt. Carafa Special 3, that's the real dark one. Some pale malt and Caramunic. So some unique type of imitation wheat, which is cool. No oats in this bad boy. Tell you, I was going to say there's a bit of kind of, it's almost like vanilla on the nose. I was going to say it doesn't smell like coffee or chocolate or that kind of thing. It smells sweet, but it also has that kind of gritty kind of smell that you get from kind of chemically stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of crystalline kind of thing going on. I wonder if that's coming from the 400, which means it's obscenely dark. Basically, it's a crystal. I was going to say caramunic. No, it's a crystal malt that's obscenely dark, which is kind of where that black comes from. That is, I usually say beers come through as a brown, and obviously there's a bit of light brown or tan or whatever you say in the head, but the beer itself, Jesus, that is jet black. That is as dark as a beer could get almost. Um, let's dive in, shall we? That must be worth a like, eh, dear viewer? Cheers and beers. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Tastes dark, tastes bitter. There is astringency there, but it's not too astringent. It's not bitterness in the way that, kind of makes your mouth go, ooh. It's just that kind of dark chocolate, that dark roast. It's not even kind of chocolate or coffee, it's just roasted, just almost like roasted wood, like bonfire kind of thing. But it doesn't have that bonfire aroma, it's just like that crispy, dark. If you get, if you're making a barbecue and you're not using a gas one, you're using briquettes or coals or whatever, and before you even light that bad boy, you're getting that kind of charcoal on your hands, and sometimes you get a smell of charcoal and it kind of that gritty, like, whoa, man, that's proper. But you can filter water through charcoal, believe it or not, dear viewer. Ray Mears told me so. Um, and you don't actually get too much taste, which is bizarre. So you don't get the taste of burnt wood, which is what charcoal is. That's kind of what's going on here. You don't get a burnt taste. You don't get that coffee taste. There is a little bit of chocolatey kind of sweet stuff, but that's not coming from the real dark stuff in here. That's probably coming from the crystal. Um, like a burnt kind of caramelly thing going on. But the main taste is not smoky. It's like being burnt without being smoky. Very weird. Okay. Maybe a tiny bit more, a touch more of the kind of um, it's not full on chocolate. It's not the bitter chocolate. It's more milky. It's more sweet, caramelly kind of chocolate. Um, but again, it's not a full on taste. It's weird. Um, you're just getting the hints of it, um, which is kind of nice. Very interesting. It's almost like a filtered, um, yeah, a filtered porter. There's no, I mean, for the amount of dark malts and stuff in here, it should be really roasted. It should be dark, but it isn't. It's quite light, and it's a 5.5% beer. Um, so for a light beer, for such a clean tasting beer, I'm actually quite impressed. 5.5% is on the right side of five, so that's good for me. Um, but the weird thing is, there is not too much going on in my mouth. Obviously, we're getting some dark malts, we're getting roastiness, we're getting a touch of kind of bitter chocolate bitterness, but in a light way. But everything's really light. It's quite kind of, it's quite a light mouthfeel as well. I'm quite amazed. It's like they filtered it through the kind of the charcoal. It's a weird. It's like a filtered beer. I'm sure it isn't. Very interesting. Look at this. That looks like some sort of dragon. A Japanese Eastern dragon coming up through the head. Oh, and there's his tail, or perhaps that's another one chasing him. Wow, like the Loch Ness monster, perhaps. This bad boy. Can you see him surfing the top of the glass there? That's really interesting. Let's finish this off. You guys can be on your way. Oh, and there we go. Wow, look, there's some sort of weird signs there. Really nice, interesting kind of head. Almost like sort of dancing figures. Dancing through a sea of fire, perhaps. Dancing through a roast. A roasted drink. Wow, I am quite impressed with that. And yeah, a touch of sadness because I think only 2 beers out of this whole box have been actually brewed and imported from where they're supposed to be. This one, obviously, Japan via Scotland. It's been quite nice, but it's been a weird drink. Oh, it just started raining outside, so I'm going to take off all my clothes, dear viewer, and go dancing naked in the rain. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and Unclejona will return. Jesus Christ, it's really hammering down. I'm going to return, fully clothed, real soon.